Good morning. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. Today is October the 16th, I believe. It is 11:30 a.m. We're half an hour late on this beautiful Monday morning. Bitcoin has pumped in the night. We're going to go over that. We're going to have a look at the markets in general. We're going to have a look at XRP again. We like to look at XRP once a week at least. We're going to look at the Binance Smart Chain hack, some KYC news from Uniswap, some news from the FCA in the UK and Sega, and what the future holds for blockchain technology and NFTs with Sega. And then at the end of all that, as if that wasn't enough, we have got a quiz. What do we do in the quiz? We ask you some simple crypto questions, nothing complicated. We don't try and trick you. We just basically ask you a few things, you get them right, we give you a shout out. Depending on where you are, you can win some crypto. And if you want to know who that beautiful fellow is in the bottom right hand corner, that is me. We have some new equipment arriving any day now, which should improve the video quality and also improve the audio quality. So for now, you'll have to put up with my beautiful portrait of me looking confused, which I normally look anyway. Good morning to Web3 Superstar. This is going to be an interesting week. If the rumours are true, it will be a very interesting week indeed. Now, I am just trying to get the apps to work, but of course, as with all things, there are gremlins in the system, and I am struggling. So, without further ado, let's go and have a look at the markets. See where we are, see what we're up to, and don't forget, wherever you are, say hello. Smash the like button, smash the love heart, leave a comment, what you're doing today, what you're watching, apart from me. Are you watching Bitcoin, are you watching Ethereum? Let me know in the comments below and we will give you a shout out. So the markets, as you can see, are only really up 0.5%. We're at just over 1.05 trillion again. Volume is down, don't forget. This is a Monday morning, there is no real volume over the weekend. So to see a 15 or 20 billion volume for the last 24 hours is not unusual. Bitcoin dominance is still knocking on the door of 50% at 49, is that 49.9%, I believe. And ETH has fallen by the wayside. You can see that if you look down here. Bitcoin is up nearly 4.5% over the last 30 days. Ethereum has dropped 3.5%. over the last 30 days. As I've said on this stream, I think there is something up with Ethereum. Not technology, not usage, but something behind the scenes isn't quite right. There's a lot of infighting, there's a lot of mixed messages coming out from Vitalik. Charles had a go at him last week. There's just something not right about them there. But of course, as we like to say, Ethereum has mass adoption as far as mass crypto, so don't expect it to go anywhere soon, and it's still my second biggest holding in crypto. Now I'm just waiting for my phone to stop pretending like it's trying to die. Let's have a quick look at the 24-hour gainers and losers. I need to restart my phone for this because everything has died. Right, give me 1 second. Okay, so Bitcoin SV, Multiverse, Render, Bitcoin Cash, Trust Wallet, Stacks. A few decent rises in the last 24 hours, and there's literally nothing down. Remember, when we're having a good period of time, always expect to find the stable coins near the top, because they tend to appear near the top when the markets are pumping. There isn't really a lot down. 1% is neither here nor there in crypto. So the markets are looking fairly reasonable. Now, most of you will be watching and wondering why Bitcoin has suddenly started to pump out of nowhere. Well, it hasn't come out of nowhere. That's the most important thing to realize. Bitcoin is at 28,000, although we're going to go over that in a minute, as bulls bet on the ETF approval. That is the operative word, bet. Traders could be betting on a development that buoys hopes for a spot Bitcoin ETF in the US. Bitcoin jumped 4.5% in the Asian morning hours. amid hopes that a Bitcoin ETF could be approved in the coming months, sparking bullish hopes for those of you who have been under a rock. An ETF, a spot ETF, would require BlackRock, Vanguard, ARK Invest and the rest to go and physically buy Bitcoin. So the reason that people are bullish about this is, of course, that might take 10, 20, 50, 100,000 Bitcoin off the market. Bearing in mind there is under 1 million Bitcoin on all of the exchanges combined. If they were to take 10 or even 20% of that supply off the market, it would have a big pump in the price of Bitcoin. We're going to go over the charts. I'm going to try and temper expectations today. As you know, if you've watched me before, I really am not a super bull when it comes to anything crypto. I try and find the middle ground. I am neither left or right. I am in the center. So Bitcoin traded just under $28,000, reversing all the losses over the past week. The jump seemed to be a continuation of Friday's reaction to the SEC deciding to not appeal to the grayscale ruling. So this has all come about. What are these adverts? This has all come about because Grayscale wanted to convert its trust, which it's had for a while. So if you go and have a look at Grayscale, it has several trusts, not just Bitcoin. It has an Ethereum one as well. The Ethereum one is ETH, and the Bitcoin one is called something like GBTC. And they are trusts, they are not spot ETFs. But Grayscale does hold the Bitcoin, and it's trading at a discount. So that is the first thing to bear in mind with it. And they wanted to change it from its trust status into an ETF. They took the SEC to court. The SEC were found guilty of basically not treating Grayscale in the same way it would treat somebody else. That's what's happened. That's why we're here. So they haven't appealed, but that doesn't mean that the SEC can't delay the ETF application. Just bear that in mind. We've talked about this many times before. My phone now working. Check. Need to update the menu. You know where we are. So for those of you that are new, on the right hand side you will see a lovely agenda for the stream, and you will see that it gets updated as we move down. So Web3 superstar, just hang fire. I was about to say that. So where are we now? We are in a position where we have, I think it's 8 or 9 applications for an ETF. 8 or 9, give or take. Grayscale is just another one of those. Now, it has been rumoured that the SEC will approve them all within a very short space of time. So what I mean by that is that if they approve the first ETF on a Monday, the rest of the ETFs will be approved either by the end of that week or the following week. They will all be approved at the same time. Imagine you are an outlet village, a shopping outlet, and there are 8 coffee shops that are about to open. You can't give one coffee shop a 3-month head start on the rest, because the coffee shop will get all the regulars, all the VIPs cards will be given out. Everybody will go to that coffee shop. So when the next 7 coffee shops open, nobody will go there because that first one has the market share. They are not going to allow Grayscale to be approved before BlackRock. I'm pretty certain of that. So is this going to happen today? No. Is this going to happen this year? I don't think so. I think we are looking at January, February. I think somebody said January the 10th. But I'm not sure where that date came from. So I expect a January launch of the Bitcoin ETFs. If it's delayed again, which I think they can do, then that would be April. And if you look at why that's important, why is April so important? This is why April is so important. Depending on this, if this gives me the right time and date. Let's have a look. Or is it just not going to bother loading for me? There we go. So Why is April the deadline? Because the halving is due on the 21st of April 2024. Now, is Gary Gensler playing chess and we're all playing checkers? Is Gary Gensler a secret Bitcoin bull? Has Gary Gensler been stacking his own bag of Bitcoin all along and playing every one of us as a fool? Because if he approves the Bitcoin ETF in April, that will be 7 months before the election, which Biden will probably lose. Whoever takes over from Biden will appoint a new SEC head. So Gary Gensler knows his days are numbered. So has Gary been secretly stacking Bitcoin for the last 2 years and then in April next year approve the Bitcoin ETF at the same time as the halving? Stranger things have happened. Let me know in chat if you think Gary Gensler has secretly been stacking Bitcoin, because I think he has. And I think delaying it to January is fine. I'm not expecting them in January. I'm 70% sure it'll happen in January. But if it doesn't and it happens in April, then we are going to get the mother of all bull runs. And I mean that with my sensible hat on. Because a halving event happening at the same time as the ETF is just going to make everything explode. So that's where I think we are going. Web3 superstar, yes, of course. You think that Gary Gensler is a secret Bitcoin bull. I tend to agree with you. That's where we are. Via other entities. Well, if you think about it, look at where Gary Gensler is likely to go after he leaves the SEC. Because he's not going to be there in a year's time. Let's just point this out. In a year's time, it will be October. The general election happens in America in November. He will, of course, then know who has won. He will then have to start the handover to his replacement. Because by February, when the new president of America is inaugurated, Gary Gensler will be gone. So, is he going to go and work for BlackRock? Yes. Goldman Sachs? Yes. Vanguard? Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if Gary Gensler left the SEC and went to work for one of the biggest investment houses in the world. And it wouldn't surprise me if he took over the blockchain element of that business. Because let's make no mistake about this, the Bitcoin ETF, that is simply the first one that's going to be launched. Then we're going to have an Ethereum ETF. That's more than certainly going to launch. After that, where could we go? Could we look at an altcoin ETF, maybe with XRP, Cardano, Solana? Why not? It would make perfect sense. If people want to invest in crypto, they will invest in Bitcoin first. Goes without saying. But could then they look at Ethereum? Absolutely. So don't think Gary Gensler isn't playing a game of chess, because he could very well be playing a game of chess. All of this could be him being told what to do at this stage in the market. Hold off the applications, hold everything off until the election year, and then approve them at the start of 2024. That gives you a year before you have to leave. It gives us another 6 to 12 months to stack our Bitcoin and get our ETFs off the ground. And then when you leave, you're going to come and work for us. If you ever want to look at why this is probably accurate, go and have a look at the American Banking Association. It is a group of civil servants that work for the government that oversee banks. Go and have a look at what happens when you leave the American Banking Association. Look at your career path after that. If you think I am out, you haven't read that. So, as if by sheer might of power, I have managed to push the Bitcoin halving back by 4 whole days. That is just sheer power of will. So let's have a quick look then. As promised, I was going to go and have a look at the charts. Web3 Superstar is telling me that Bitcoin is pumping. If it hasn't pumped out of this range, then I do not believe it. Bitcoin isn't pumping. Where is Bitcoin pumping? We're at 27.7. Okay, so where are we? Let's try and get some kind of sense into this chart. Okay, so we're looking at the daily Bitcoin chart. The daily Bitcoin chart, as I have drawn, going back to December last year, we had this lovely trend line that we broke in August, and we came down below the bull market support band. And this is where things get interesting. We broke down, and as I have said countless times on here before, we have knocked on the door of the bull market support band twice, and then we kind of got trapped within it. We've come down, and this morning we have come straight back into it. We are stuck in the bull market support band. I have described this before as being like stuck under a sheet of ice. You are trapped below the ice and you can't break out. You can't get above it. But once you do get above the ice, and once you've broken free, you can then fly up. You can go back and have a look at any one. Look at this. We broke up, we held it, we came down, we absolutely trampolined straight up. We came down again, we found support, we came straight up. This time we broke it. So you can use the bull market support band like a trampoline, push you higher, or you can see it like, again, like a sheet of ice, and you can't get above it. Now, all this excitement, Web3 Superstar's getting very excited. I can see him in chat. He's dropping pictures of cake. He's excited. We're all excited. But I'm going to tell you one thing. We are not going anywhere anytime soon, because this pump has done nothing but bring us back into this range. We are back into this pocket of liquidity. On the stream on Saturday, I think, or maybe even Friday, I said we had nothing to kind of get us this move. So I was expecting, if anything, we were going to fall down between 25,800 and 26,000. That was my next area of disappointment, because if you remember what I said at the start of that article, they are betting on the ETF approval, and I am saying that that's not going to happen. So what we're going to do, very similar to this, is we've come up, we've tested this, maybe we test it again, and then we're going to come straight back down to this area here, which is 26.7 or 25.8, which is kind of down here. That's what's going to happen, because we are going to get news out that the Bitcoin ETF is not going to be approved, and that's where we're going to see a drop. So this is a short-term bounce. Good morning, Anonymous. Remember, if you're in chat, say hello. Say hello, smash the like button. Let me know where you are. The markets are the streams are very quiet the last few days. Ever since the UK was banned from viewing exchanges, traffic has been considerably lower than normal. So for those of you out there, make some extra noise. Now, what would change my mind? What would make Web3 Superstar be right? Well, for Web3 Superstar to be right, we would have to break 28,100. But let's look at a scenario where Web3 Superstar is right, and we're going to pump this week. What's going to happen? Well, we are going to come up back towards this range here, which is currently at 30,000, which is the range we were at over here and all of this area here. That's 30,000. That is our next port of call. If Gary Gensler comes out and says, yep, okay, we've lost. We know we've lost. We are going to start to look at approving Bitcoin ETFs now. That's what we're going to do. Then you're looking at 30,000. Okay, you're looking at 30,000. Where are you looking after that? Well, let's look at this trend line that we've been on. That trend line would take us to 31,700, which would be, strangely enough, where we hit there. That's our next port of call. So first port of call, 30,000. Second port of call, let's call it 32,000. They're our next two visitations, if you like. Now, what's interesting about those two? Those two are the predictions of Brogan and myself for the end of the year. I think I picked 32,000 and Brogan picked 30,000 for the end of the year. Now, if all the stars align, that's where we're going to end up. But I just don't see it happening. I think we're going to come back down and we're not going to break out. But if we do, 30,000 and potentially maybe 31,800 if I'm going to be absolutely accurate. Now, very quickly, before we move on, because I've been talking about this now for about 20 minutes, but I think it's important that we spend a long time talking about this today because people can get overly excited by a pump. But bear in mind, we've only just pumped to where we were 9 days ago, and before that, 2 weeks ago. It's not as if we're back up here. I mean, don't forget, in the middle of August, we're at 30,000, so we're actually down 2,500 from where we are, where we were. So let's not get too excited. When you zoom out, you don't have that level of excitement. I'll be excited when we start to break 40,000. So if we look at where we are, we've tapered off, so we could just go choppy for a while like that. That could be what happens, maybe on the 1 hour. I'm trying to look for any kind of bullish or bearish divergence. We are very, very overbought at the minute. As you can see, we were overbought last time. What happened when we were overbought there? We came down. We're overbought here. What's likely to happen? We're going to come down. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. I know that Web3 is bullish. I have to counter him in chat. But we are up. We are up and we're back in the range, so let's not be too negative. Now, we are going to move on, talk about another one of my favourite tokens. For full disclosure, I hold Bitcoin. I also hold XRP. Why do I hold XRP? Because the same way that I like Link and I like Quant, it is a coin that will be used by mainstream blue chip companies in the future. That's why I hold XRP. I am bullish on XRP, bullish on Link, and bullish on Quant in the long term. Let's have a quick look at this article before we get into charts again. Remember, we have what's called, I like to call, a hybrid show. And a hybrid show is where we don't just sit here and look at charts. That would be boring. We don't just sit here and read out the news. That was good for a time, but also can become quite uninteresting. So we try and mix everything together. A little bit of chart action with a little bit of the news. So XRP teeters on edge. Is massive breakout looming? The possibility of breakthrough for XRP exists, but it needs more momentum. A recent analysis of the XRP USD pair on the exchange gives investors a glimpse into potential market dynamics, with the chart displaying interesting patterns. It's crucial to dissect key elements to forecast the future. At first glance, the 4 consecutive days of growth for XRP stand out. Bullish momentum, yes. Don't know about that. That's a long-term chart. One must ask, does this growth herald a global trend change for XRP? While it is too early to make definitive statements, the momentum is promising, yet the presence of other technical indicators on the chart should be considered before making any investment decisions. So 50 cents is the price. Somebody said to me the other day, what happens if XRP goes down? Well, if you can buy XRP at 50 cents and 48 cents and 46 cents and even 40 cents, do it. Not financial advice, do your own research. I'm not your financial advisor. But at these prices, and if you, I've made a video on XRP some months ago before the court case was won, and I have a prediction of $3 to $5 for XRP in the bull run. I did predict $1 for XRP when they won the court case, and we got to 94 cents and retraced. So I'm not far off. If I said to you, you can turn $5,000 of XRP, you can turn that into $50,000. of XRP in 3 years, would you take that deal? Of course you would. If I said you could turn $5,000 of XRP into $55,000, of course you'd take my hand off. So don't necessarily look at the short-term price action of a coin. If it's 40 cents, 50 cents, 55 cents, and it's got what I'm going to show you now, which is a long-term bullish trend, then don't worry about buying at these prices. If you are worried, dollar cost average in. So buy at 50 cents. Then buy next week. If it's at 48 cents, buy then. If the following week it's 44 cents, buy then. Set a weekly or a monthly purchase of XRP, or set buy orders at different prices. 50, 48, 44, 42, whatever it might be. Set those buy orders. If there is a flash crash, you can pick up your cheap XRP. There is noticeable increase in buying volume, suggesting that this upward movement is not merely a fluke or the result of thin trading, but has substantial investor backing. Right, enough of that. The death cross we don't need to look at. Let's go and have a look at XRP. I'm not going to bring up the chart. It's going to bring up the Bitcoin chart again. Remember, wherever you are, smash the like button, say hello in chat, let me know what you're up to. Here we go. So, XRP is currently sitting at 49.5 cents. Give or take 0.6, 0.7 cents. So we're in a good range. This was, of course, the SEC pump. But if you look down here, you have got, this was a chart I drew earlier, and as you can see, we have some arrows indicating where I think we're going to go, which is in this direction, back towards the bull market, or well, the XRP moving average. So let's look at the long term of XRP. Where could we go? Well, first of all, we would have to break $1 on XRP. So there's a 2x. There's a double in price from there. But if we go further back to the last bull run, we reached, let's call it $2. We reached $2 in the last bull run. Now, the reason I say $3 to $5 is I use what's called diminishing returns in crypto. And diminishing returns in crypto means that markets will pump, but because of the size of the market, it will pump less than the previous market. So I've worked out that we will do 1.6x of the previous all-time high, roughly, depending on many other factors which we don't need to get into now. So where would that put XRP? That would put XRP at $3.10. But of course, XRP has a smaller market cap than Bitcoin, so you would expect more than the 0.6 that I use for the entire market. We've had the SEC ruling, which would also add weight to a higher pump. So could you do a 1.5x from the previous all-time high? Well, a 1.5x from $2 takes you to $5. That's where I work out my price prediction for the next market. It's not based on Moonboy maths, it's based on simple diminishing returns. So my $3 to $5 is based on the previous all-time high multiplied by where I think the market is going to go. So if you take that 0.6x and apply it to Bitcoin, that means that I predict $105,000 for Bitcoin in the next bull run. I'm going to be completely way off if that ETF is approved, by the way. But if it's not approved, then 0.6x is where we're going to go. So in the short term, I would like to see XRP get back towards about 55 cents, which is, I draw this here. So I'd like to see XRP get back to this level, which is just where the moving averages. After that, I want to see XRP back towards 62 cents. Now, I would expect if Bitcoin runs back up towards 30,000, I would expect an XRP price of about $65. So 65 cents, which from here is about a 30% pump. So how would I benefit from this the most? I would long XRP. But I wouldn't long XRP today. I would wait to see if there is a comment from the SEC about Grayscale. If there is, and it's a negative comment, then you could expect potentially another drop down towards 46 cents, and then I would long. That's when I would long, because you've got to remember, we are only 6 months from the next halving. When are people going to start buying Bitcoin? Are they going to wait until the day? Are they going to wait 3 months? Are they going to wait 6 months? Because we are 6 months from the halving a week tomorrow. Roughly a week tomorrow. I would expect to see the buying pressure on Bitcoin start to build up from end of October. And then by the end of November, end of December, that's when I would start to see a little bit of panic, a little bit of FOMO creeping in. And following that, I would expect potentially January to be the tinder that sets fire to the Bitcoin price, and I would expect us to slowly hit towards maybe 35, 40,000 without the Bitcoin ETF. So XRP for me at this price is a good buy. You're only looking at maybe an 8% drop from here with a 30% upside. So that's where I would look at for that. Now let's have a look. Move on from the charts. Let's start to look at some more news. Solo Sky, good morning. AC, good morning. Continuous break in transmission, is there? Is there some kind of... is that on my voice or is that on the actual stream? Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm just listening to it back. That could very well be a Binance problem, because I have huge problems with Binance today. So it could be at your end rather than at my end. I'm just playing the stream back and it seems to be okay. There's also a very noticeable drop-off in traffic today and yesterday as well. So maybe there's a problem at your end. Tariq, from now on, I will only buy Ethereum, Litecoin, and BNB. I like the idea of Ethereum getting towards maybe anywhere between $7,500 and $10,000 in the next bull run. Litecoin, I'm not a huge fan of Litecoin, if I'm going to be honest, but the price has been really, really driven down, so there is a good chance that that could recover. And BNB, there is always the burn in the background to keep the price up. And I think we are absolutely certain to see a 4-digit BNB in the next bull run. Waleed, welcome to the stream. We are trying to get through, but there is a problem. I'm going to restart the app. Let's see if that makes any difference. 1 second. See if restarting the app helps. It is just generally really quiet. And I think there's a problem at your... Well, not at your end. I think there's a problem at... you know whose end. Can't say the name because we stream in multiple places. Let's have a quick look at this. So hackers have found a new way to steal crypto with the BSC blockchain. Never good news. According to research by Guardio Labs, attackers have begun manipulating BNB smart chain contracts To hide malware and distribute malicious code, analysts note that the attack involves compromising WordPress websites by injecting code that extracts partial payloads from blockchain contracts. Attackers hide useful data in the BSC smart contracts, essentially serving as anonymous, free hosting platforms for them. Experts point out that the hackers can upload codes and change attack methods at their discretion. The most recent attacks have come in fake browser updates, where victims are asked to update their browsers using a phony landing page and link. That isn't good at all. WordPress sites are so vulnerable and frequently compromised as they serve as primary gateways for these threats to reach a vast pool of victims. I completely agree. I really am not a fan of WordPress. I had a WordPress site built for me about 3 years ago and it's been nothing but attacked. So I'm not a big fan. Well, I'm sure over time this will be patched and fixed. The one thing I will say about blockchains being hacked is that you have to compare like with like. So when the internet first started, emails were full of viruses. Websites were full of viruses. Your computer was always being attacked because the software hadn't been written properly. It takes time for bugs to be ironed out of software. So because of that, these things are just going to happen. The same with DeFi platforms getting hacked. They're just going to get hacked. We have to accept there is some level of vulnerability in crypto at this moment in time, and the only way you can avoid that is by keeping your money somewhere safe, and that happens to be a cold storage wallet like Ledger or Trezor, or you go and keep your crypto on an exchange like the one you're watching us on now, because they're really the only two ways you can keep crypto safe. People will scream, not your keys, not your crypto. Totally agree. Except when you move it into your MetaMask wallet and get hacked and lose absolutely everything, that's not a consolation for the poor person who knows nothing about crypto, but listen, put it on a MetaMask wallet and now they've lost everything. So from my point of view, if you're new to crypto, keep your money on an exchange. It's as simple as that. But keep it on a top 10 exchange. Don't keep it on some dodgy nondescript exchange that you've never heard of. Keep it on the exchange that you're watching us on now, and if you're watching somewhere else, go and have a look at our links in our description, and they have links to the different exchanges that we trust. That's about the best I can offer you on that. Everything is so slow today. Right, now this again isn't good news. We've had some bad news today. We have to talk about it, we can't ignore it. So Uniswap, which is a DeFi platform, decentralized finance platform, has KYC on it, or has been added to it. A new hook available on an open source directory for Uniswap version 4 sparks controversy with the crypto community. The hook enables users to be checked for KYC before they can trade in token pools. Criticizing the hook, a user on Twitter noted that the hook opens up the possibility of decentralized finance protocols being whitelisted by regulators. As I explained in all my posts for the past year, it starts with KYC option for liquidity pools, and then eventually it moves into a regulator whitelist approved database hosted off-chain, and then non-KYC gets labelled as illegal money laundering. Stop simping for soy boys. So let's carry on with this. Seems like if you don't understand how this works, number one, it's liquidity pool specific. Some projects may want to operate within the legal confines of jurisdiction. Two, hooks can be made by community devs. You're trashing something that has done more than anyone else for real DeFi. I think this is very, very shaky ground. Very shaky ground for DeFi in general. And if there was one market in the world that governments were going to go after, it was DeFi, because they can't control it. Yes, we have Bitcoin and it's not controllable, but they can buy it. Yes, Ethereum is in that same position, but it can be bought. DeFi platforms allow you, without any government intervention, to go and buy crypto, or go and earn yield, or go and swap, whatever it might be. You can do that on a DeFi platform without any KYC. Once KYC takes over DeFi, that's the end of it, in my opinion. Because why do you use DeFi platforms? You use DeFi platforms because you might want to trade outside of an exchange. You might want to trade from your MetaMask wallet. You might want to trade from your Phantom wallet. You don't want to send your money to an exchange, carry out the transaction there, and then send it back. You want to do it straight from your wallet. This is just a whole barrel of problems that I think we need to avoid. Anyway, we are running out of time. So I'm going to skip the FCA article and we're going to move on to look at Sega. Because Sega, as we all know, is a old school console. One second. Sega's co-COO envisions a future for NFTs in blockchain gaming. So Sega's COO, Suji Utsumi, recently conveyed optimism about the prospects of blockchain gaming and the potential role that NFTs may play in shaping the future of video games. This positive outlook comes despite his prior statement to Bloomberg just a few months ago, where he expressed his view that play-to-earn games were boring. But he was accurate. They are boring and they are not very good. The one game that I am a huge fan of, and again, not sponsored, so don't come at me. Not sponsored by anybody on this channel, but I made a video about Big Time. I made the video on Friday, I think. Go and check it out. It's a good game. But what he is saying on the whole is accurate. Most games are terrible. In the discussion, Utsumi mentioned within blockchain games, owning assets and in some cases earning money could become player wants that haven't existed before. Very true. Sega, known for iconic titles like Sonic the Hedgehog, has licensed its Sangokushi Alson card games intellectual property, the blockchain firm Double Jump. This partnership aims to create a brand new trading card game called Battle of Three Kingdoms. The new Sega licensed TCG Battle of Three Kingdoms is geared up towards. We don't need to read any about this. In conclusion, Shuzi Utsumi's optimism regarding blockchain gaming and potential of NFTs in the industry signals a noteworthy shift in Sega's strategy. Now, what I would say about this is I don't think it's massively bullish news. What I would say is that eventually, over time, crypto is going to be integrated more and more into the reality that we see today. If you look at how the internet started, I say this all the time, the internet moved in to your everyday life, whether it be online shopping, whether it be paying your bills, whether it be your mobile phone. The internet just existed, and you became unaware of how much the internet was involved in your life. And I think blockchain technology is going to do the same thing. When we have DHL and when we have UPS all using blockchain technology to track packages, when we have Maersk using it, when we have Sega, Microsoft, Sony all using blockchain, you are not going to care or know that that is happening. So just bear that in mind, that crypto is here to stay, and it's how we best utilize it and how it best works. Introducing money such as play to earn is a huge, what's the word for it? It's a huge minefield, because some countries are not going to want 12 or 15-year-old kids being able to earn money playing games. Maybe they can call it gambling, whatever it might be. So bear in mind, there will be play to earn games, but there will be games on Epic Game Store or Steam or whatever, where it's simply using blockchain technology, it's simply using NFTs, and maybe it creates a walled community where you can't sell them outside of that game. So bear in mind that not everything's going to involve you having a huge barrel of cash from playing Fortnite and winning a super uber skin. So we've managed to get to 12:15, which is the right time to start the quiz. Bitcoin is just holding its way in there, hasn't moved since. So good morning, Antalaya. Good morning, 5989. Welcome to the stream. We're now going to move on to the quiz and have a little bit of a chill out at the end of the stream. Remember, wherever you are, hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit whatever buttons you've got. Good morning, Height Gull. Thank you for coming. If you've missed the stream, we have covered Bitcoin, XRP, the BSC Smart Chain hack. We've looked at KYC, and we've also looked at Sega, even though the menu item has disappeared again. I'm good, thanks for asking. I'm going to do the quiz now. The quiz is going to be a bit of fun. You too. Let's hope we get towards 30,000 by the end of the week. Let's hope we have a good week. It's been a long time since we had a great week in crypto, so let's see if we can get there. Right, let me start up the quiz. So for those of you that have never played the quiz before, I ask you a series of very simple questions. All you have to do is answer them in chat, and I'll give you a shout out. First question is Bitcoin proof of work or proof of stake? All you have to do is answer that question. Is Bitcoin proof of work or proof of stake? Welcome to the stream, Bora Boy or Bora Boy. Absolutely correct, Height Gull. Well done. Let's see now if the quiz box appears for me. Is Bitcoin proof of work or proof of stake? Just drop a comment into chat with the right answer. Remember, this is supposed to be a little bit of fun. We've had quite a hectic stream today. We've had a lot to get through. Let's see who's getting this right. Batman is correct. Addy Crypto is correct. Bariduni is correct. Agrafato, well done. Plenty of correct answers to this question. We're going to start you off with an easy one. Polina, I haven't seen you in ages. Welcome back to the stream. Who has got that right other than you? Addy Walid, congratulations. Tariq. Man Predator, well done. Rose, congratulations to you all. I said we'd start with an easy one, and I'm not going to lie to you. So let's ask you a slightly more difficult question now. My app is all over the place. Oh, come on, work. Okay, what is the first name of the founder of Cardano? What is the first name of the founder of Cardano? And while he's not creating blockchains, He's rooting around at the bottom of the ocean looking for alien artifacts. Anybody got that right? I can hear you all. I can literally hear you all going to Google to type the answer in, or to type the question in. What is the first name of the founder of Cardano? I don't want you to tell me it's ADA, because ADA is the name of the token associated with Cardano. What is the name of the founder of Cardano? Not one single person has got this right yet. Not one. Two people, three people got that right. The answer is, of course, Charles. He is called Charles Hoskinson. Addy Crypto, Tariq, and 10x Karma. You are the only three people to get that right. Congratulations. I should have made that a chicken question. That's what I should have done. So for those of you that typed ADA, ADA is the name of the native token to Cardano. The actual name, first name of the founder of Cardano is, of course, Charles. Next question. Let's think of maybe something that's not too difficult. Okay, very simple question. I want you to tell me the name of the Ripple token. What is the name of the token created by Ripple Labs? It's a 3-letter name. What is the name of the Ripple token? Emily said it then. You are correct. Height Gull is correct again. We have you. Who else do we have? We've got 16 more correct answers. So 17 people in total. 18 have got that right. 25 seconds left. Get this answer. If you wonder why there is a delay before asking the question, it's to give people time to answer the question. There's a huge lag on this stream, so I like to give people a bit of time. The second question was, what is the first name of the founder of Cardano? A little man with glasses and a beard. What's his first name? So in total, 27 correct answers. Really, really quiet. I remember maybe over summer we were getting 135 correct answers. It's really, really dropped off. Sean got that one right. Munaya, welcome back. Paulina, Etimello, congratulations. Tariq, of course, always gets these right. No box for me. Did you type it incorrectly? That would be my question. No, you put a capital letter on X. You put capital letter X, RP, and unfortunately, you only win if you put it in lowercase. Igel, you are correct. It is Charles Hoskinson. That is the full name of the gentleman. No good. Listen, if you don't follow the rules, you don't win, my friend. You have to put the answer in lowercase. The question and answer system is case sensitive. It's not my fault that you've put a capital X on XRP. Right, next question. Okay, right. Let me ask you an easy one, because Nunezo is upset that he's put a capital letter on something. So, this is really easy. And there is a connection to crypto by this gentleman, so I'm going to tell you what that is while I ask the question. Which is, what is the surname? What is the last name of the owner of X? Which, of course, is formerly known as Twitter. What is the surname of the owner of X? And this person is connected to crypto in two ways. Number one, he's going to add a crypto tipping function to X. And secondly, Tesla allow for accessories to be purchased in Dogecoin. And at one point, he allowed people to buy Teslas themselves in Bitcoin. So he is he's a big fan of crypto. I think he's a big fan of all crypto. Remember, if I've asked you for the surname, do not give me his full name, because you won't win. Lots of people getting this one right. We've got 20 people getting this right so far, and we've got plenty of time left on the quiz. Remember, I just want the person's last name. Don't give me his full name. I just want the last name of the owner of X. In total, we have 27 correct answers, is this? 27 correct answers in total. Well done. Balder, Sean, Cryptoys, Trader, TT, Heightgull, congratulations. It is, of course, Musk. His surname is Musk. Well done. Now, I'm going to ask you the chicken question. Now, for those of you that don't know, the chicken question is the hard question that you shouldn't give an answer to until the end, so other people can't get it right. Now, I'm going to make this one difficult. Okay. We go. Wondering why there are so many pregnant pauses? It's because I have to type the questions in. Okay. Right. So I want you to tell me the current supply of Bitcoin in millions. What is the current supply of Bitcoin in millions? So what I mean by that is, you think the current supply of Bitcoin is 18 million, type the number 18. If you think the current supply of Bitcoin is 20 million, type 20. I don't want 20,000,000, just put 20. Put 18, put what you think it is. What is the current supply of Bitcoin? So far, we have 4 people. 5 people, 6 people. Heightgull, you are absolutely spot on. I might give Heightgull Quizzer of the Day, actually, because it's normally Tariq. Tariq normally gets Quizzer of the Day. So there's 21 correct answers to this. 22 correct answers. 27, 28 correct answers. Well done to you all. Tariq, well done. Polika, Titans, Alina, well done. Right, that's the end of the quiz because it's nearly half past 12 and I've got to get going. Heightgull wins Quizzer of the Day because Heightgull got every single question right and was more accurate than everybody apart from Tariq. So congratulations to Heightgull. I don't know if you're male or female, but by the picture I can't tell you've got sunglasses on. But congratulations to he or she. Well done to Web3 Superstar for not getting any questions wrong today. A big thank you to the regulars as well for coming into chat. Thank you, Tariq, for being here and keeping up the OGs. Polina, nice to see you back in chat. I haven't seen you for a while. And what else do I have to tell you before I go? I am back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I will be back 11. Today was a little bit later. and that's for various reasons. So tomorrow I will stream at 11 o'clock. I will put the calendar event up probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning, I haven't decided. But if you do want to know when we stream, you need to give us a follow. So press the follow button, press the like button, whatever it is you've got, press those buttons. Solanke Adebengro put 19 million. You are late but accurate. So thank you for participating in that. So I'll see you all tomorrow at 11. I'll be back 11 tomorrow, 11 on Wednesday, probably 11 on Thursday as well, and then 1 PM on Friday. We stream late on Friday. Heitgul, the quiz is interesting. Normally I do specific quizzes, so I will do a meme quiz, or I'll do a founders quiz where I'll ask you names of founders. The meme quiz, I'll ask questions about meme coins. We've done questions about Ethereum and Bitcoin and things like that in the past. I haven't done a specific quiz for a very long time, so I should probably dig out the ones that I did do and just run through them again, because most people will have forgotten. And it's normally a bit longer than this, but I've run out of time. I try and keep the stream to an hour because I don't want to take up too much of everybody's day. With all that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to give us a follow, smash the like button, smash the heart and love heart button, and I will see you all. You did participate. I remember you participating before. I do. I recognise the name. There's a few names that I recognise. I'm very good with remembering names. So, for example, Jane. I remember Jane. I remember you. I remember Antalya. I remember... Who else is on there? The Turkish gentleman is on there as well. So, I do try and remember as many names as possible. And, of course, Tariq, Web3 Superstar, people like that are always here, always giving us support. So, with all that being said, Boxer Queen, I know that name. Yes. Right, I have to go. I will see you all in the morning. Thanks everybody for coming. I'm going to drop a box now, and I'll see you all 11 o'clock bright and early tomorrow. Have a great afternoon. Let's pray for a $28,000 Bitcoin. See you all soon.